and from 18 degrees to 0 degrees. FTC is inhibited on ground. In flight, it is inhibited when the autopilot, respective auto trim, is engaged or when electric trim is in use during manual flight. Failure is indicated by the illumination of the amber FTC flight annunciator on both flight annunciator panels. Wind shear is known as the rapid deceleration or acceleration of the air mass relative to the aircraft, causing a substantial decrease called decreasing performance wind shear or increase called increasing performance wind shear in indicated airspeed and lift. The FGS has a wind shear detection and recovery function. The function is not enabled on some aircraft. If the function is not enabled, an inoperative label is placed close to the wind shear annunciators. Detection is done by comparing both the indicated airspeed sensed by the two air data computers and the aircraft inertial speed, better known as ground speed, computed by the two inertial reference systems. Detection and guidance are not available on ground. The system is armed 5 seconds after liftoff and disarmed on climbing through 2,000 feet radio altitude. However, if the function has detected wind shear below 2,000 feet, it will continue to give guidance above 2,000 feet until safe conditions are established. It is rearmed on descent below 2,000 feet radio altitude. Decreasing performance wind shear is indicated by the illumination of two red wind shear annunciators on both instrument panels and an oral warning consisting 3 times of the word wind shear.
Wind shear, wind shear, wind shear.
Increasing performance wind shear is indicated by the illumination of two amber wind shear annunciators. FGS wind shear detection is desensitized at bank angles greater than 10 degrees or roll rates greater than 3 degrees per second. In a potential or actual wind shear encounter, level the wings while completing the appropriate QRH recovery drill until a safe altitude is achieved with a sustained positive rate of climb. The flight director, autopilot, and autothrottle assist in recovering from wind shear and in achieving safe flying conditions.
Wind shear, wind shear, wind shear.
These are defined by the cease of wind shear, a climb rate of greater than 750 feet per minute, and a speed of greater than VSEL minus 15 knots for more than 15 seconds. There are three modes of operation: takeoff control, TOWS, go-around control, GAWS, and approach control. Whenever the takeoff or the go-around mode engages, the FD is automatically presented if it was off. The system does not provide automatic engagement of the AP or auto throttle.
Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear.
The takeoff wind shear control mode, TOWS, is engaged if the wind shear is detected and the FD and AP or both are in the pitch TO mode. TOWS can also be engaged with wind shear detected and takeoff mode enabled. Takeoff mode is enabled below 2,000 feet radio altitude after takeoff and airborne for 3 minutes or less. This is the window where TOWS can be engaged. From other vertical modes than TO and even with AP and FD off. With wind shear detected during takeoff, the appropriate warning, red or amber, is given. FD and AP, if engaged, provide pitch guidance close to stick shaker. The vertical mode is TOWS, indicated magenta in the flight mode annunciator, and the lateral mode is track. The thrust mode is WS max, and FADEC controls the engines to 97% N1 or 649 degrees EGT. Exceedance of N1 ref is acceptable in this condition.
Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear.
The go-around wind shear control mode, GAWS, provides FD guidance and, if engaged, AP and auto throttle controls. GAWS engages if wind shear is detected and the FD or AP is in the pitch GA mode. GAWS can also be engaged with wind shear detected and go-around mode enabled. Go-around mode is enabled below 2,000 feet radio altitude and airborne for more than 3 minutes. This is the window where GAWS can be engaged. From other vertical modes than GA and even with AP and FD off by pressing a toggle button is necessary. During go-around, wind shear recovery consists of the vertical mode GAWS and the lateral mode track. The auto throttle, if engaged, reverts automatically to WS max with FADEC controlling the engines to 97% N1 and 649 degrees EGT. The pitch limit indications, PLIs, 1 per PFD, indicate the stick shaker activation pitch angle. PLIs are displayed below 2,000 feet radio altitude, earliest 3 seconds after liftoff, and when TOWS or GAWS is activated or a wind shear detected. During decreasing performance wind shear, a new lateral mode cannot be selected. Please press this button. During increasing performance wind shear, a new lateral mode can be selected without affecting the vertical mode TOWS or GAWS. Please press this button. Once safe flying conditions have been achieved, TOWS or GAWS revert back to takeoff, respective go-around, and auto throttle thrust mode reverts back to takeoff max. Normal operations are now restored and new modes may be entered via the MCP. Wind shear encounter during approach. Wind shear approach speed control is only through the use of auto throttle. Approach speed control is provided if wind shear is detected and the auto throttle is engaged in speed mode and neither the AP nor the FD is engaged in the TOWS or GAWS modes. Note that AT will not engage automatically if selected off. In wind shear approach speed control mode, IAS at the FMA turns magenta, and auto throttle will control speed during decreasing performance wind shear to VCEL within Vmin plus 15 knots and Vmax. During increasing performance wind shear, AT controls ground speed to VCEL. With wind shear detected during approach, press the TOGA button and perform a go-around whilst maintaining the aircraft configuration. Autopilot or flight director guidance, as for GAWS, applied after pressing the TOGA button. The system requires input of the following: Air Data Computers 1 and 2, and Inertial Reference and Stall Identification Systems 1 and 2. Any internal faults or any failure of input results in illumination of the wind shear in-op caption on the CSP. Neither detection nor recovery guidance is available. Congratulations! You have now completed this module.